Hello, Henrik. There is currently an active discussion in the game about showing a player's current position on the map. I have already made a YouTube video and a forum post proposing a different solution, but here I would like to explain why I believe that solution is better than simply placing the player's location on the map. My suggestion is not to show the player's current position at all. Instead, give us the ability to place one personal marker anywhere we choose on the map. This marker should work like a quest objective. It appears on the compass and shows the distance to the destination in kilometers. At first glance, showing the player's current position on the map may seem like the simplest and most obvious option, but in practice it does not help players experience the world. It forces them to live inside the map interface. Imagine a player trying to reach a particular location. They have the destination open on an online map on their second monitor. They open the in-game map, look at their current position, compare it with the online map, estimate the direction, ride for a while, and then open the map again. Where am I now? Okay, I am here. So now I need to go north. I have traveled for a bit. Where am I now? Okay, now I need to turn west. And this repeats over and over again. That is not navigation. It is not learning the world. It is constantly comparing two maps and repeatedly checking one's own position. The player is not looking at the environment, remembering landmarks, or experiencing the journey. They are simply trying to understand where a small icon is located on a huge map. And the player location marker does not even solve the real problem. Fine, I know where I am, but what does that actually give me? I still need to open an online map, find where the destination is, estimate the direction, compare it with my current location, and only then continue traveling. For me, it is not that important to know exactly where I am on the map at every moment. What matters is where I am trying to go. That is why one personal map marker would work much better. I place a destination on the map, a city, a dungeon, a resource location, a farming spot, a meeting point with a friend, a section of forest, a mountain pass, anything. Then the compass gives me a direction and I can see the distance to the destination. I no longer need to open the map every 2 minutes. I simply travel through the world, look at the landscape, choose my route, and navigate using roads, rivers, mountains, forests, and passes. I only open the map when the direct path is blocked, and I need to work out how to get around a mountain, a river, dangerous territory, or another obstacle. This does not remove hardcore gameplay. In fact, it makes traveling feel more natural. The player still has a destination, but they still need to find the route themselves.
They can get lost, run into danger, choose a bad road, discover a new route, or find something interesting along the way. But they no longer feel completely abandoned or forced to spend half their playtime inside the map screen. More importantly, this system would genuinely help people learn the world. When someone travels the same route several times, they gradually remember it. At first, they follow the marker. Then they begin recognizing turns, mountains, trees, rivers, and landmarks. After a few journeys, they can reach the destination without the compass, without the map, and without any navigation aid. That is exactly how I learned to navigate through questing. For example, after completing quests for certain animals several times, I memorized where they spawn. Now I can travel there and farm them from memory. For a long time, I strongly disliked the jungle. It felt chaotic, confusing, and unpleasant, like a place where it was easy to get lost and impossible to feel confident. But I received elephant quests a few times, and eventually I started traveling there. Because of the quest navigator, I was able to gradually learn the route, recognize the landscape, and stop being afraid of the jungle. At some point, I even began wanting to go there more often, explore new routes, and feel that this part of the world was becoming familiar to me. Without the quest navigator, I probably would have avoided that region for many more years. In the past, I sometimes stopped playing out of boredom and the feeling that the world was not helping me engage with it. Now the game feels much more enjoyable because I have at least a minimal amount of support in moving toward a goal, and that matters. The world of Mortal Online 2 is huge, the map continues to expand, and many players still have not had the chance to fully learn it even after years of playing. Not because they are not interested in the world, but because navigation too often feels like a punishment and a constant exercise in staring at maps. Showing the player's current position on the map would create a different result. People would plan routes in advance, constantly check their icon, and move through the world as if following a GPS, but they would not truly remember the route because their attention would be focused not on the world itself, but on one question: where am I on the map now? And in a fantasy world, it is also less believable. I can look at a map, choose a destination, understand that a dungeon is roughly 3 kilometers north, and orient myself using a compass. That makes sense. I have a map, a destination, and a direction. But how does my character know with perfect accuracy that they are standing on one exact point of an enormous world map? That feels much closer to modern satellite GPS technology than medieval fantasy. So, Henrik, I am not asking to remove hardcore gameplay. I am not asking to turn Mortal Online 2 into a game with a full GPS system.
I am asking for one simple tool, one personal map marker chosen by the player with a compass direction and distance to the destination. This would solve the navigation problem, make the world more accessible for both new and old players, reduce the constant need to stare at the map, and genuinely help people learn Nave. Please do not make us constantly focus on where we are. Give us the ability to choose where we want to go.